our second contestant, Lenny Dingman. Lenny Dingman, our second contestant.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, friends, honored guests. Adrian, wonderful speech. I loved it. It was really nice, and it brought me back to my childhood days with my granddad. Because, like my granddad, like you were saying, everybody should have a library. He did. He had a whole wall in the house. As soon as you walked in, it was the first thing you saw. And the best thing about it was the fact is there was a little tiny TV right there in the middle of it. And he would say, that TV is for weather. Those are for education. You're not going to learn from this, you're going to learn from this. And so it was a really nice thing, and I enjoyed your speech, and it brought me back to my childhood days. There was a few things that I would recommend to watch on with your future speeches. The first is, you're sitting back there, where I was sitting as well. Volume. There was a few times where you dipped down, and I was having to lean forward to hear you. So your volume is one thing that I would definitely recommend you remember. Talk to those in the cheap seats, because those up here in the good seats, they can hear you. At the beginning, I don't know if it was nerves or what, but at the beginning you started off rocking. First you started walking back and forth, and then you started rocking side to side. So it was kind of watching you standing on a ship. So that would be the other thing. One other thing that you did was you pointed to the books right here at the beginning, and then you completely forgot about it, and then you came back to them. When you mentioned the part about the books, and you talked about writing on the inside of them and highlighting your favorite passages, you should have picked it up, used them, shown us a highlight, shown us a mark, shown us a dog-eared page and everything. That way it would have brought us back to the props. And that way we would have had a reason for them being up here. Overall, you just reached over and glanced at them and motioned them both times. Had you picked them up, used them, shown us, it would have been more of a visual and more of a connection. They say the way you learn is see, touch, and feel. And so you see it, you touch it, and you feel it, and you understand it and everything, and that way you actually grasp the concept. Had we heard it, but we saw it, but we didn't get a chance to see it, really, because the fact is you didn't pick it up, you just glanced over to it. So the use of props, increase it a little more, and it would be really good. The author, Phelps, I believe his name was, you had mentioned that he was an author, and you had mentioned that he was also in a couple of movies. You didn't tell us. He wrote this book and this book. He did this movie, ABC, and this movie, 1, 2, 3. Had you mentioned that, we might have been able to associate with him a little bit more. I heard Phelps, I was thinking of the swimmer from the Olympics. Great use of hand gestures. One of the things that I hate doing is when people do spaghetti everywhere. It bothers me. Your hands were right here, they didn't go. If you had a purpose, you used it. So it was a really great thing with your hand gestures. You definitely had a definite good knowledge of the speech, a definite good grasp of it, and I enjoyed listening to it very much. Thank you.